Welcome in, everybody, to the Philly Sports Alliance Off-Season Roundtable number 2, the NFL Draft Edition. I am your host, Ryan.
I'm Eric.
Welcome in, everybody. We're going to be talking some NFL draft, of course, with the draft being a mere few days away on Thursday, starting at 8 o'clock. The Eagles currently have the number 22 pick on Thursday night, but let's be honest, I don't think either of us expect them to stay there.
No, whether it's trade up, trade down. Look, the Eagles rarely end up staying pat. Like that's just not what they do. And normally it's like a 1 or 2 position move up or down for them.
Yeah.
And it's normally to target a certain player. Like last year, Jalen Carter, a few years ago, Devontae Smith.
Yep.
It's rarely a huge jump either way. And
rarely.
I think that's really smart that they don't like big jumps like that.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, Carson Wentz was kind of really the only. It was a two-part jump, but still, I think that was something that was more of the rarity than the norm. So,
and you know what causes those types of moves? The need for a quarterback.
Well, also very, very true. So yeah, I get that for sure.
Like I still remember that year being at work and having a coworker say to me, "Oh, I'd be fine with the Eagles going into the season with Mark Sanchez as their starting quarterback."
Did you
and basically tank the season? And I looked at him. I said, "Dude, I am a season ticket holder. Don't you put that shit on me."
That's good. I would have smacked the crap out of him personally.
And given how that job ended for me, I probably just should have, because I would have been fired, but totally worth it, and it would have just changed by a couple of weeks.
Right? Yeah, exactly. So, but yes. So anyway, So we're going to talk a little bit about the upcoming draft. We're actually going to be doing a full first round mock.
Yeah.
Just kind of what we think might be happening, what we would do, whatever. And then we'll just kind of talk about maybe some of the top choices I think might be on the board. We'll talk maybe if they move up, whom might they target, and if they move back, whom might they target there as well. So why don't we get into a little bit of the mock?
Yeah.
Let's dive in. We'll switch to the side here. And we'll do just a normal PFF, nothing crazy, mock draft here. So obviously the Bears, pretty easy choice here at number 1. We all 100% agree that Caleb Williams is going to be the first pick in the NFL draft, correct?
Wait, so it's not going to be Joe Alt or any of the other? No?
No?
Okay, yeah, Caleb Williams, obviously the number 1 pick.
Right. So now here's the debate. For number 2 with Washington. Now, I would assume that we're probably not going to do trades here because it just confuses things. But listen, they have a choice: Jaden Daniels or May. And everything that I kind of keep seeing is that they might be leaning towards Daniels.
Yeah, I like Daniels. I think that's the right pick for them here.
All right. Well, we will go ahead and we'll do that. Let's just go on.
Yes, they say, where is he on
there? Here he is. Yeah. Okay. Now I think the Patriots certainly could trade out of this.
Sure.
But I think what we're doing here, they're going to stay. They're going to take Drake May.
Agreed.
And just, again, they need to find a quarterback. Mac Jones wasn't it.
Right.
Where did he end up going?
Oh, was it Atlanta? Is that where he went?
That doesn't feel right.
Yeah, no, it doesn't feel right.
I felt like he stayed in the AFC.
Oh, did he?
Clearly, we're not up on our Mac Jones.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't brush up on my Mac Jones knowledge before the show.
Seriously,
that's on me.
Yeah, you really need to be. I mean,
always assume Mac Jones is going to come up in conversation.
Listen, that was Mac Jones is in your department. You were supposed to watch out for Mac Jones.
Yeah. Doesn't really say here.
Jacksonville Jaguars.
Yeah, we go.
I told you he was staying in the AFC. I knew it.
Yeah. I knew he was somewhere to be a backup. And
Right.
yeah.
All right, so here I think would be the smartest play for Arizona would be to honestly would trade back to a team like either the Giants or maybe Minnesota, somebody that's looking to get a quarterback here.
Sure.
Probably the JJ McCarthy pick.
Yeah, I would assume either that one or look, I think the Cardinals should stick and pick. And my reason being, you've already acquired a lot of assets. It's time to turn those picks into some players.
Yeah. But I think
Yeah.
if they're not going to trade out of it, obviously it has to be Marvin Harrison.
Yes, absolutely.
Give Kyler a weapon, give him one last kind of chance to really secure.
And what I find funny is the comp that I've heard about Marvin Harrison Jr., Larry Fitzgerald. And I think that's perfect for them.
Well, yeah. I mean, listen, I don't know if I've ever heard that, but for Arizona, that's a pretty good comp. Not gonna lie. All right, so
to me, this is the sweet spot. This is where the trade happens.
It's very possible. I think again, I think listen, I think if Arizona trades out of their spot, they're going to be the ones that have Marvin Harrison fall into their laps, which would would be fantastic.
You don't think the Chargers would take Harrison instead of whatever offensive tackle we're about to give them?
No, I think whoever has the first non-quarterback pick here, it has to be Harrison.
That's what I think too.
So I think if Arizona trades, even say with New York, which I think New York only trades up just to avoid anybody else trading up.
Yeah, I would say
it's not like they would have to wait for anybody because nobody in Arizona and the Chargers are not picking a quarterback. So, but I will say here, honestly, I kind of want to give them Malik Neighbors.
Really?
I mean, listen, they just lost Keenan Allen and Mike Williams.
Yes, and they have other draft picks.
They have Quentin Johnson, but they need some offensive weapons. So I personally would take Neighbors.
Okay, and we do have other rounds where the Chargers can certainly get an offensive tackle. It's a deep draft at both of their, I would call, big positions of need.
Sure.
And so I think this would make sense. Just take the top guy on the board at either position because you're going to get a player at a position you need by sticking with that either wide receiver, offensive tackle. Those are the two great positions here. So I'm okay with Neighbors here.
Okay. Now here's again where it gets interesting because again I think the Giants could honestly trade up.
I think the Giants would be doing backflips.
Well, yes, I think they have to go McCarthy here. I think they're done with Danny Dimes and
only 1 year left guaranteed on his contract, and which to me says a perfect spot to say, hey, guess what? You're now grooming JJ McCarthy for your job.
All right, Giants get McCarthy. I think either way, and I've heard rumblings about Washington potentially going that route, but I think either way, if JJ McCarthy is in the NFC East, I think that's a great thing for us. I do not believe in JJ McCarthy, so.
Well, I think he's a game manager. I think in the wrong situation, he could end up like Mac Jones. In the right situation, I don't really know what his ceiling is, but
Brock Purdy?
Yeah, maybe.
Oh, I don't know.
Who was the last pick of his draft?
Also right, Joe. Now, see, this is tough too because I feel like the Titans could use offensive line, and
the Titans would love an offensive lineman here.
But they also could use a wide receiver. But I think Joe Alt has to be the pick. I don't see him falling past this point. So I'll go with Joe Alt.
The Falcons, I think this is where our first defensive guy goes.
You think so?
I do.
Who do you think it is?
Whether it's I've heard rumblings of Byron Murphy. And the other one, and this is a guy I think ultimately is Dallas Turner.
Dallas Turner? Yeah. That's kind of what I was thinking.
It's a pass rusher. Ultimately, in this game, you have to be able to affect the passing game.
Sure. And listen, you can make an argument for whoever the best pass rusher is, the best edge is.
Sure.
I've certainly seen Turner up there. He's not. I don't think he's mine in my big board here, but I'm okay with that. Now, see, this is, I think, a sweet spot for the Bears.
Oh, I
They
think they
got
absolutely love
Caleb
this, yeah.
Williams, and if they have Rome Odunze
Oh,
sitting
you
here,
gotta take it.
well, here's the thing, and you also have, somebody like Fuaga, Fountainu, Fashanu, who I really love.
It's so
Latham.
funny. I kind of lumped the three of those guys together, and I just have to say which school they went to because it's like their names are so
Oh,
similar.
yeah, right.
And so I just go, the one from Oregon State, or
Right. But I think
But,
ultimately
yeah,
here
it's
you
got
get a
to be.
weapon, you get
Yeah.
Roma Dunze with DJ Moore, and yeah, I think it's a great one
I think
too.
it kind of follows the Bengals model of they got their quarterback and then
Now
they
let's
got the
get some
pass,
weapons. Yeah.
the pass catcher. Yeah.
Yeah, I really like Roma Dunze.
Mhm.
All right, the Jets here again could go a multitude of different ways.
Sure.
They could go. I've seen them mock to Brock Bowers. I could see them
Mm-hmm.
going defensive line. I could see them going tackle. Personally, I would go with the tackle. I think
Yeah.
if Fashanu slips this far, I personally think you should go out and get him to help Aaron Rodgers not die in 3 seconds.
Yeah, I think that's ultimately what this draft pick is about. It's about protecting your investment in Aaron Rodgers. You weren't able to do that a year ago. And I'm sure, like, part of him was probably thinking maybe last year was going to be his last year. But then when he got injured 3 plays in, like, I think he thought, man, like, I got to come back and at least give these guys a little bit on the rent. I agree. This has got to be the offensive tackle.
Now, I think I could easily see the Minnesota going for a quarterback. I don't necessarily know about here at this point. I mean, you look at the quarterbacks and what do you got?
Yeah.
Mix, Penix, Rattler, whatever.
Right.
Nobody that I think you can't wait, for next round for. So
and remember, the Vikings have the 23rd pick as well.
That's what they do. So I think they could. Well, they certainly could use those to move up should they need.
Sure.
But I think ultimately right now, I think they just need to get some weapons, offensive, defense, whatever.
Yeah.
But this one's tough because I could see them going D tackle and or sorry, not D tackle, defensive back here.
Yeah.
I personally think Terrion Arnold would be a great pick for them.
I think he would be an excellent choice for them at 11.
And it's a definite need for them. So
Sure.
I'm gonna go Terrion Arnold there. Let's see, Denver. Man, they could use a quarterback too. They could use, a multitude of different weapons as well. I could, it's funny because now all the wide receivers, there's a definite slight dip.
Sure.
So I think that's out. I think, you could see an edge here. I really, really like Jared Verse here.
Yeah, Jared Verse is a good player. I think he'd be an excellent pick for them.
All right, well, let's do that.
Yeah.
All right, the Raiders.
Another team that needs a quarterback.
I know, right?
And if they don't go quarterback, then I think Minnesota has to be absolutely in love with it because they got to figure if the Raiders don't take a quarterback, probably no one's going quarterback before they pick again at 23. So they could probably take Nix or Penix at 23.
Most likely, if they really would like to. Here, though, I think, man, I could really, really see them going of offensive line here, going for like a Talisi Fuaga or JC Latham. I'm gonna go Fuaga here.
Yeah, I like Fuaga a little better.
Yeah. So I'll go there. Saints, let's see. Man, wide receiver, tackle, D line. I think this could be the first D lineman here, and I think we might go to or a D tackle here, and think Byron Murphy might be really nice to kind of clog out that middle.
I think he'd be a perfect addition to the Saints.
All right, boom! Look at this. We're almost halfway there. Now this is personally where I think, if Brock Bowers doesn't fall here, if he even gets this far.
Right.
Because I could see him going at 8, or top 10.
Yeah,
I could see him going at 10 to the Jets if they want to add a weapon.
Hey, look, if you're Atlanta and after Kyle Pitts, do you say, "Who do we go tight end, tight end"? Like, do we have the
Well,
two
that
full
would be
personnel?
insanity.
Right,
But I mean, it wouldn't be the craziest thing, I
right,
guess. But yeah, so I'm gonna go Brock Bowers here because
yeah.
listen, I think if he falls any further, the Eagles have to be
Oh
considered.
yeah, Brock Bowers doesn't go here. They have to be on the horn to
Yeah,
Seattle and Jacksonville.
yeah.
Yeah,
This is I think this could be a Cooper DeJean
sure.
potential. I think this could be um
I like Kenyon Mitchell a little better than Cooper DeJean. Um,
yeah, but
but
I think Seattle's need might be a little bit more as a
mhm,
safety rather than a corner. Whereas DeJean, I feel like is gonna project to be more of a safety in this league. He's certainly a versatile player, but
sure.
I mean, I could also see them going Latu Latu.
Yeah,
Uh, Man, they really had a good bunch of options here. Um,
yeah, they got to be ecstatic with how our first round's laid out.
hmm. I don't know. You make the call.
You know what? You said DeJean first. That's let's trust your gut. I'll go Coop DeJean here.
All right. Jacksonville. I think this could be a offensive lineman here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of looking at Troy Fontenot. I feel like he's somebody that could probably slide in, play a little guard. And that's certainly a need of theirs.
Sure.
So I think that's what I would do if I
Yeah.
was them. Bengals here, man, they would have loved for Brock Bowers to fall.
Sure.
Not happening here. But I think they're going to absolutely love protecting Joe Burrow a little bit with JC Latham.
I agree with that one because again,
Got to protect your investment.
yeah, Joe Burrow just coming off the injury. You got to, yeah, that's the number one key. You got to protect that nearly $1 billion man that you got there.
Yeah. All right. Rams are on the clock here. And sorry if nope, never mind. But yeah, if you're out there, please comment. I don't think Twitter allows for comments, so or at least live. We don't see them live. So if you are
Right.
commenting live, we apologize. We will I will eventually reach out and respond. All right. So the Rams here. I feel like there's no way Quinyon Mitchell goes this far to begin with. I think if you do, I think the Eagles would trade up to grab him.
Yeah, the Eagles would have traded up already.
But I think since we're not doing trades, Quinyon is a steal for the Rams here at 19. Let's see. Pittsburgh. Oh, man. I have a feeling this could be, again, I feel like the wide receiver drop off.
Sure.
It's too much. And I don't see another wide receiver after Rome happening until a little bit later in the first. Now I feel like this is a perfect another offensive line pick.
It would make sense.
This could be a corner. I could see them going Wiggins.
Yes, the
I can see
Steelers
them
are a
going
team,
Mims.
man. They don't draft for need. They just draft the top guy on the board. And like there have been so many times you've looked at it and I mean, like a guy drops and you're looking, it's like, oh man, where's this guy gonna go? And Pittsburgh just like Bud Dupree was a classic example of that, where it's like he just kept dropping and you're just like, man, why is he dropping? And then who's gonna stop this? And Pittsburgh was just like, well, look, if for whatever reason nobody else wants you, come on down. And
That's funny.
I think this is another spot where they just look at it and just say who's the most talented player on this board, and you're never going to go wrong when you acquire an elite pass rusher. I think this is Latu.
Okay, I'll defer to you. All right, Miami is on the board. Man, I could see them snatching up an offensive lineman.
Mm-hmm.
I could see them snatching up Johnny Newton from Illinois.
He would make sense to replace Christian Wilkins.
Yeah, that's fair. Well, that's what they're doing.
Yeah.
All right, birds are on the clock.
Okay.
Finally.
So
we're going tackle here, right?
Various Mims, right? Yeah.
We had the same joke, and I love it. All right. Well, Eric, I am going to defer to you. And given who is on the board and who's available, who is Eric Ward taking right now with the way the board is falling? What are you doing?
Well, since we don't have any trades, because I love my trade backs.
I was going to say Dallas is available to trade back.
Yeah, they will remain available. I will not answer their calls.
Yeah.
My answer would just be Dallas sucks. Bye.
Not a bad response.
To me, this just goes back to what are your strengths? Like build your foundation, and your foundation is your offensive line. And to me, it's not offensive tackle. I'm going Jackson Powers Johnson.
Oh, I like it. Very good selection, Eric. Proud of you, buddy.
Thank you.
All right.
Now I can leave, guys. I've achieved everything I want.
So Minnesota got their corner. They have quite a bit they could add. Do you think they go quarterback at this point?
To me, I think this is the perfect spot for it if you're going to. Now, if you don't want to, I understand.
So you think this is a Bo
But
Nix?
I think this is Bo Nix, yeah.
Okay. All right now. Dallas is on the clock.
Yeah, they get skipped. Now,
Damn.
No, this has got to be. I would think this is offensive line. They gotta address.
You think Mims?
I think this is Mims.
Or is it Guyton, who I hear they have?
Yeah, they seem to like Guyton a lot.
You select.
You know what? I like Guyton a little better, maybe just because I saw him more being at Oklahoma, and I saw him just beat up on the Texas pass rushers.
All right, I like it.
Yeah.
All right. Green Bay. So I think they also are probably going to look to go offensive line. I think if Mims makes it this far, which I don't see him doing, but
no.
I'll go with Mims. Let's see the Bucks. Man, that could go a multitude of different ways here.
The Bucks are also sitting kind of pretty. I like where they're at as far as their roster construction. They really did kind of free themselves up to where they could go almost anywhere. I think Nate Wiggins would make a ton of sense for them here. He's a great cover corner. I don't know why in my mind I just see him and he doesn't wow me. But I don't know.
Well, he's not a great tackler, but he's pretty stout in coverage. So it's I like it. So I'll go Nate Wiggins with you. All right, Arizona's back on the clock. Now remember they went with Marvin Harrison with their first pick. I think personally I would love for them to get an offensive lineman. I think Grant Barton here would be great. They need a guard. He's somebody that should kick in.
Yeah.
And
I think he makes all the sense in the world. I think he should go there. Yeah. And I think it's a perfect spot. You know?
All right. Buffalo. Obviously, they're going wide receiver here.
Yeah.
So who do you like?
Whether it's Ad Mitchell.
See, I personally like Brian Thomas. That's my guy, but
we can go Brian Thomas. I like Brian.
All right, I know you and your AD Mitchell.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy.
Oh wow, we got lots of pictures from last night.
Yikes! All right, the Lions are on the clock. I think if Kool-Aid's there, they absolutely grab him.
Yeah, that just makes so much sense for them.
Yeah. Ravens. I think Ravens could go with somebody like Mitchell or Franklin. I think that would be a great pick for them. But
look, they're always going to try to turn Lamar Jackson into a pocket passer. They're always going to try to get him weapons to throw to. And in my mind, it's just never going to work. But
all right, Niners on the clock.
Let's get them too. No.
I think this, again, I think, you look at their needs, offensive line. I certainly think that they could go with some defensive back. Let's just see who might be.
Yeah.
I personally really like Kamari
Yeah,
Lassiter
Kamari, yeah.
over these three above them.
Yeah, I do
So,
too.
I mean, is it that big of enough of a need to do that? Are they going to go best player available, thinking, hey, listen, we're probably going to be trading Brandon Ayuk. Maybe we already replaced him with Troy Franklin.
It would make sense. And to me, what they do there will tell me whether or not Ayuk is going to be on the move. If they don't take, like if Franklin's there and they don't take him, and especially with the way we have our board going, then that will tell me that okay, that they are definitely keeping Brandon Ayuk. If they take him, then I'd say okay, they're definitely not.
All right, so you make the
So
call. What are we doing? We going that? Are we going offensive line? We going one of these guys? Whatever.
I mean, I'll always defer to offensive line. I think that's just always a good spot to go. Like I think like a Zach Frazier would make a ton of sense, or Jordan Morgan, makes a ton of sense. I'll go Jordan Morgan.
Okay. All right, we are here to the last pick. It's the Chiefs. I think they'd be dumb not to add another weapon.
Yeah.
In either Franklin, but again, they have some other needs too. But just kind of looking at
Franklin and McConkey to me.
McConkey.
Yeah, or McConkey. Yeah. I don't know why I was trying to add the elder.
Well, there's a lad, so yeah, I got it.
Yeah.
I'll go Troy Franklin.
Okay.
And that'll be our first round. So let's see what PFF grades our picks.
Come on.
Oh wait, they're not going to grade our picks.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I wish they would have.
They should have.
They should have. But so just to recap, we went pretty chalk up at top.
Yeah.
JJ to the Giants. The Bears come away with two good prospects. Yeah. Minnesota, I think, did pretty good too. I think they come out with Bo Nix and Terry Arnold. I think.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if you asked Minnesota about this pick, man, this first round, they would be ecstatic with it.
Perhaps, yeah. I would hope so. Excuse me. Eagles go for Jackson Powers Johnson, which I really like. I think with Latu not being there, and Quignon not being there, I think those were great picks. Obviously, I think both of those are there.
If they're there at 19 and 20, I think the Eagles are calling Cincinnati or Jacksonville.
Yeah, agreed. So, but yeah, all right. That's the way our first round mock goes. Now, again, if you're out there, we are doing not on this page. Well, it might be shared over to Philly Sports Alliance. But the Edge of Philly Sports is doing a live watch party for day 1 and day 2. I don't know if I'm doing day 2, but I'll definitely be there on Thursday at 7:00. We'll be going live with everybody watching the whole entire first round. We'll be talking about not only just Eagles, but the entire NFL. And yeah, it'll be a lot of fun. So please join us. We'll throw some things out there that whatchamacallit? Trying to think of the word. Add whatever.
Yeah.
Stuff. I want to see if I wonder if I could send myself something. Hold on. But yeah, it's gonna be fun. We're gonna be doing lots of coverage. Obviously, we have our show Monday. Yeah, sorry. Yeah. Well, I think we'll be going a little live a little early that day. Quick show. We'll again just kind of last minute.
Yeah, last minute thoughts on the draft. Maybe some of just our favorite draft memories or something.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like I always like this is such a fun time of year for me. Like, and it's always right after this. Because again, me being a big wrestling fan, WrestleMania is the beginning of the month, and then the draft is the end of the month, and then, man, right after the draft, I go right into now we've got 4 months until football, and yeah, it's kind of a little bit of a bummer on that Saturday. That always gets me a little down when I start thinking about like, oh crap, now I don't have any football stuff to really talk about until September.
Yeah, Eric, what are you gonna do?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know because I watch NFL Live every day. They've been talking about the draft. I watch Pats of the Draft. I watch Mock Draft Live. Yeah.
Jesus God. Oh, here it is. Here is the ad for this Thursday, the 25th at 7:00. Live draft coverage featuring all those wonderful, sexy dudes there with some facial hair and old retro Eagles hats, except for Mark. Apparently, he didn't get the memo.
Yeah, wearing his ECW hat.
Yeah, right. So at least
it's retro.
You respect that. Yeah, there you go. It is retro.
Yeah.
So please join us Thursday live with us. We'll be doing like trivia. We'll be talking about our NFL draft guide that is available right now on X. You can take a look. It's all of ours, all those 5 are top 100 plus players, so you can kind of look at what we're thinking.
Yeah, see everybody's big board.
So everybody's big board. You can kind of use the filters. You just got to copy it and then paste into a new. But still, it's a lot of fun to take a look at. You can follow along with that. And like I said, we'll be doing trivia. We'll be talking about the picks as they come in, what teams' needs are. So we're not going to be just Eagles. It's going to be pretty much everything. So, but yes. So we'll come back Monday for our last show before that. And I know I'll be doing Birds of the Roundtable on Tuesday. And you'll be doing Turning Heels.
Yeah, Turning Heel on Wednesday. Yeah.
Did you do Thursday?
We did it on Thursday.
Okay, yeah. I was going to say, I thought I saw...
Mike's brother was in town, so they had family.
Are you sure you didn't want to have him on the show?
I know how much of a fan you are of family members on the show, so I decided.
Oh, come on. Come on. You took it too far. But yeah, listen, I think right now, if you look at it, I think there's 3 prospects that I personally think that the Eagles would trade up for if board falls a certain way. That's Terrion Arnold, corner out of Alabama. Quinyon Mitchell, corner out of Toledo. And surprisingly or not, I think Brock Bowers, tight end out of Georgia.
Oh, that'd be a fantastic
I think if he slips past 15 to the Colts, I think they absolutely have to, because again, this is exactly kind of the mold of draft a guy. And it's not like, I know everybody's like, about the tackle situation.
Yeah.
This isn't like that, because tackles just there's no room for a tackle to be out there. You have a right tackle or right. So there's no room for there to be a third tackle. You can have 2 tight ends on the field. So Brock Bowers would be featured prominently. But what's even better about Brock is that he's not just a tight end. He's he can be a slot receiver. You can move him all around the field and get him out there. And you can run 12 personnel with having.
You talk a lot about, and I know we talked about it last week, the idea of positionless football, and I think Brock Bowers is another one of those guys that, like, he can do so much on the field that it's like he plays positionless. You can line him up in the backfield and run some crazy pass formations with him coming out of the backfield. And you line him up at the tight end. You can line him up out wide, line him up in the slot. Like, the more versatility a guy brings, that just makes him more dangerous.
Yeah. So I just think those might be your 3 targets. Yeah. Trade back, I could see again, I could see them thinking that maybe Jackson Powers Johnson might be available towards the end of the first. Maybe it's a Graham Barton type. Maybe they really want to secure that right guard. I could also just see them doing it, not necessarily having anybody particularly in mind, of just trying to gather more picks, get an extra second, maybe get a third, and just kind of.
Well, you and I've talked about it where we love a lot of the guys that we're going to be able to get in the second round, maybe
Oh,
even more than we like the first
I
round.
really do. I really do.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying that, but I just think for the needs for,
Sure.
what you're going to get,
The value of
the
those
value.
picks.
Yeah, exactly. And whereas I don't like necessarily the value as much of the first round of some of the guys that might be in there. Don't get me wrong. Latu's there, Verse.
Sure.
I
I heard a guy say that he had about like 15 guys that he had as first round values. Everybody else is getting like less than a first round,
Sure.
less value.
Yeah, I got that. I got that. So, excuse me, but sorry, late night.
Yeah, you did.
It's gonna be another late night tonight. 10, 9, 8, 7, 8, 6.
Oh, you have to get Jody to sing her version of that song too.
Oh, I can't wait to hear it. But all right, folks. Well, listen, we wanted to just kind of come to you, bring you one last full round mock, talk a little bit about the birds and what they may be targeting there. Yeah, I don't know. Eric, do you have anything you want to talk about? The floor is yours.
What?
Okay. Wow. You had the whole floor.
I know.
Said no. All right, folks. We will be back on Monday at 5:00 for like a kind of quick show. And then follow us on Edge of Philly Sports, and of course on Philly Sports Alliance. We'll be sharing everything there as well for all draft coverage. And then the 2025 prep. Well, technically, it's already started.
Okay, right now. Obviously, we don't have anybody that we can assign on the clock. Who should be the number one pick in the 2025 NFL draft?
I can't do that. I'm not there yet.
Okay.
I mean, yes, I am, but I'm not.
Well, okay. Can you give me 2 or 3 guys that maybe like one of them should be around there? And I will definitely hold your feet to the fire on all 3 of them.
Oh, man, you're gonna. Like I haven't even man, you're literally gonna make me like have to Google names here because I can't I quite literally have just kind of jumped in. But listen, there's obviously a lot of names that are quarterback names.
Sure.
I think so they're probably gonna be the top guys, Shador Sanders, but I like there's a whatchamacallit, there's a linebacker out of LSU that I really do like, Harold Perkins. Should be a top.
Definitely pass on
him. Obviously, who's the kid from Colorado that got hurt?
Was it
Hunter?
No. Hunter.
Yeah. I think he'll be, up there. Yeah, Travis Hunter, corner. Yeah.
Didn't he play both? Didn't he play receiver?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Which is wild. Yeah, but it's funny because there's a lot of people I feel like this past year that went back to school.
Yeah.
That really should have been.
Well, and this is this the last year, I guess, of eligibility for anybody who took that extra year for the COVID year?
I think so.
Yeah.
So, but well, listen, we'll Dives and I will continue to work on it. In fact, in about 15 minutes, we're gonna be live on Edge of Philly Sports, doing a full Eagles 7-round mock draft.
That'll be fun.
Yeah, so we'll get one last one. He messaged me. He's like, "Hey, you want to get one last one in?" I was like, might as well. And I'm sure he'll ask me the same thing on Wednesday. But so stay tuned for that. But other than that, stay tuned this whole week. It's going to be a busy week. Pretty sure I took off Friday because I was just like, I'm going to be up mad late Thursday, and I'm just exhausted Friday.
Yeah, so I'm already exhausted for Monday, this coming Monday, and you
still have 2 more days.
Yeah, rest of today and all of tomorrow before I have to.
But also on Edge of Philly Sports, post game for the Sixers, post game for the Phillies. So let's go Phils, let's go Sixers, let's beat up New York, and the White Sox.
Yes.
So that's it. That's it for roundtable number 2. We'll be bringing Roundtable number 3 to a little bit closer to the season. We'll do kind of a training camp recap, per season preview, schedule, talk about the schedule, whatnot.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's it. We'll see you guys on Monday and then throughout the week on Edge of Philly Sports as well. Yeah. So for the Philly Sports Alliance, I'm Ryan.
I'm Eric. Happy football, everybody. Only 138 days to go.
138 days more to go.
Yeah.
That's not bad. So, all right, everybody. We'll see you at the draft. Have a good weekend.
Go Birds.
Go Birds.